watching Podlandia. Hi, I'm Fred.
And I'm Carrie.
This is AO Rewatch.
AO Rewatch.
This is a Portlandia Rewatch podcast.
And today we have a very special guest, Aimee Mann.
I'm Aimee Mann.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I had a moment, even though I know how to pronounce both your first and last name, that right before I just thought, what if I've been saying this wrong? Even though two names that are, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, there's not a lot of variation.
There's not, but I think it's just that anxiety, that presentation anxiety, where you get that feeling like, have I ever said these things together before?
I 100% relate. I have this fear all the time when introducing people that I'm going to forget their name, like including, my own husband, like that I'll just blank on somebody's name.
Yeah, I feel like that's happened to me with people I know. Yeah. We're at like a social event or something. I go and then in the moment, and I turn towards them, and I've known them for years, and I've known their name, and it's just gone.
Wipe clean. Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. And they like it too.
Yes. Yeah. They feel seen.
Yeah.
I wonder if they notice.
I think
probably. That little hesitation.
Yeah. Damn it.
Notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just try to roll through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thinking like no one will notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping people will just think I'm a little rude and not introducing everyone.
Yes.
And then hope that they jump in with their own name, which it did just happen, and they rescued me by saying hi. Yeah.
Do you think they were aware that?
I don't know. Probably. I think so.
My hope is that people think I'm doing a bit as it's happening.
Oh, so you have that advantage.
And I could just sort of, but
that's
who knows? People might see right through it.
Yeah.
So you were in this episode of Portlandia.
Yes.
And we watched it again. The episode is called Aimee. It's from our first season. And I just want to say, you're so funny in it.
Thank you. I don't totally believe you, but I appreciate you saying that.
I second what Fred's saying. So now you don't believe two people, but you truly are funny. And by the way, this might be the only episode named after someone in one of the sketches.
It's
a distinction.
I didn't realize it was just my name, and I feel like why not the cleaner or the something like that. Yeah.
Although we do say your name a lot in the sketch.
Yeah. And that's sort of irritating.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was it was written based on an experience that Carrie had.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah.
As when we were there, that this is a thing that really happened.
Yeah. I can't remember how we got you. Did we just text each other and you just came up and did it?
Because we knew each other.
Yeah.
I think you just
so it was a
texted
quick sort of
you
want to come up next week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing we've discussed since, but even at the time, and we all can relate to this as people who have worked and still work as musicians, is it's a precarious career and industry. So it was very hard to find someone who was actually doing well enough that they maybe wouldn't really be doing a job like being a cleaner at the time. They wouldn't also be, they also, walk dogs, or they're also doing, because that is the life of being a musician. So it's we didn't want to sort of expose someone to their own vulnerabilities or insecurities. It was who's doing well enough, or they're in on the joke but also in on the comment about, the state of art in our country. But we had, it was I remember us thinking who fits the bill?
I really want to know what your short list was now. Who else?
Oh.
And also who might not get offended at the idea of playing, somebody who's cleaning houses.
We had a couple of, in later seasons, musician things that we offered that the musicians were a little hesitant, and some said no because it seemed like we were making fun of them.
Which sketches? I don't even know the.
Well, it's a tricky one. There was the Flaming Lips one where the joke being that sometimes bands become two bands, and it's so and so and his backing band. They're fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And there were some bands we reached out to.
It cuts a little too close to the bone. Yeah.
So Flaming Lips were together in a way that they could pretend to be broken up.
Yeah. This is, I think, the first time we felt that, where we didn't want people to think that we were making fun of house cleaners or musicians.
Yeah.
Just sort of first of all, we're making fun of the Fred and Carrie characters, but we are also just the precarity of trying to make money from music could easily put you in that situation. Many of my musician friends have second jobs, so
Yeah.
it's pretty relatable.
I can't remember if I mean, it's obvious that we're improvising, but was any of it scripted? The situations that you're cleaning.
I think it was almost all improv, but I remember going in, I was like, tell me exactly what to do. If I'm happy if you give me an exact line reading. I don't, I just want it to be funny. That is the goal. So I don't care how I get there.
Mhm.
And I think that it was just set up a situation, like you're going to be cleaning here, and then I come in and I have like the little, I should have rewatched it, like the sweater that shrunk, and
Yeah.
but I think we did mostly improvise. But I probably asked you guys for, should we do it again, and should I say it differently, or how, because I totally trusted. I mean, this is also the only reason I did it, is that I totally trusted your comedic instincts, and was like, they will not let me not be funny, because that's the whole point, is to make it funny. Like, it would reflect badly on you if I was just like stiff and weird and not funny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, I feel like you're naturally funny anyway. It's like we've hung out enough that.
Thank you. I don't necessarily. I think that if and when I ever am funny, it is because I've hung out with comedians for like 2 decades, and just like you just pick up,
Mhm.
you pick up stuff that and I know you know what I'm talking about. Like, you pick up little things that, especially with civilians, make you look hilarious. But like, it's just like a tone of voice, or a specific emphasis on a certain thing, and it is like enough to get by, which is good. Like, that's, I'm really happy being comedy adjacent and occasionally being thought of as funny, because I do really admire. I mean, I've seen more Fred, but like, I've seen you backstage, just riffing with like Paul F. Tompkins, and just like watching you pick up a thing that's in the ether and grabbing onto it, and noticing specific details. It's like a real, and it's sort of a use of language. Like, it really does remind me a lot of songwriting, but it's like on the spot, and I can't do that, and I really admire it. So yeah, like to be near it and just try to pick it up by osmosis.
Well, it really worked. There was one part that's very convincing where we accuse you of stealing.
Right.
And there's a way that you were defending yourself that actually sounded like the real you. Because it was believable. It was so clear that you didn't steal, I don't know what it was, jewelry or something.
Mhm.
And you're like, I didn't steal anything.
Had you done any like sketch or acting before this? Like, what was your?
I think I did a
Yeah.
little bit. I think acting is really hard. I find it really hard to not be self-conscious when there are lines. I'm like the stiffest reader of lines. I just can't do it. So the only thing I can do is like, how would I say this? Like, how would I phrase this? And improvise a little bit, but I just think it's really hard. Like, I don't really like it, because I don't think I'm good at it. Like, I just can't be like unself-conscious enough. It's really hard to just disappear into like a character or a scene.
Mhm. You are such a natural. And I do think that for some people, improv is really difficult. Like, we had some actors that came on the show who didn't have an improv background, and they would see the scripts in advance.
Yeah.
And especially in the first 3 or 4 seasons, we didn't adhere to the scripts at all. So they would take the job based on the
Oh my
material.
God. Yeah, yeah.
And then they would show up to set, and Jonathan, our director, would just be like, great, let's throw it away. And they
Oh,
were like,
no.
wow, you just pulled the rug out from underneath me. And we were always,
Yeah.
which is, slightly unfair. We probably should have given them a little bit of a heads up. And then everyone was fine. But I felt like, for me, also coming from, not a trained actor necessarily, and I have that same difficulty sometimes when I have lines. Like, I really liked the freedom of improv, that like I could sort of back my way into the character, and the lines felt more natural because essentially I just had the parameters of what I needed, the objective in the scene. But how I got there verbally was kind of up to me. Yeah. And you're sort of naturally playing off what someone else is saying without being confined to like a certain...
That really helps.
Yeah. So
to have other people you're dealing with really helps. And also just to like, I'm playing myself, which I more or less know what I would say in a certain situation. So, but like any kind, the idea of doing any sort of character,
No.
it's out of bounds.
One of the parts of the sketch where that we were sort of smashing, ripping up pictures of people, or like had a Sarah McLachlan piñata. It's based on.
I forgot that.
It's based on someone I know who had that happen to her, where her manager at the time smashed a CD of someone who had a similar name to her, and she was like, "Why are you doing that?
Get out!"
Has anything similar to that ever happened to you?
No, that's insane. That's insane. Like I'm going to demonstrate my loyalty to you as an artist by trashing some other artist, that's so weird.
It's just so weird.
It's so weird.
Makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, or I guess, have you felt a shift from like sort of a scarcity mindset where it felt like for a while, like in the 90s, where it was just like, well, we can only have one female-led, artist on this bill or at this festival. It doesn't feel like that now. Have you felt, because that's kind of a version of that.
Right. Yeah, where the girls all have to claw each other's eyes out to get billing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. When I started, that was it. Like you couldn't be considered to open for a female artist because, like, we can't have 2 talking dogs on the same bill.
Right.
That was kind of the attitude. And, I thought it was ridiculous, but, like, dudes are the ones making the decisions. It was really strange.
Yeah.
Now it's all ladies.
Yeah.
No,
It's too many ladies. There's no male singer-songwriters anymore. Or maybe there are, and I just can't see them.
Wow, I haven't thought about that.
No, I was told, I mean, not to just, it's not really pertinent to the podcast, but I was told at A&M that when I was shopping my first solo record, that they couldn't sign me because they already had a female singer-songwriter. Sheryl Crow, they had one.
Yeah. We've got one.
Yep.
Yeah. We couldn't possibly have another.
I know.
Yeah.
It's such the novelty of it.
But it was hard to, like, your point of like hearing a story of, someone ripping up a, picture of another woman in front. It's like, it does breed a sense of competition unnecessarily. And just you sort of internalize that sexism because you're like, well, okay, I guess there's just one spot. So now all these other women are my enemy.
Yeah.
And that, instead of like coming together and being like, how can we fight this? Which eventually happened, whether it was like Riot Girl or Lilith Fair, all ways that women found means of joining together. Like, your just instinct immediately is like, well, I have to vanquish all of my enemies. And that was sort of the system that was kind of built up for us. And it was hard.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I ever, God, did I feel competitive? I don't know. Not really. I think all my ire was reserved for label conversations, you know, when you would be like, why aren't you supporting my record? And it's like, well, radio won't play X, Y, Z. And I'm like, well, what about 10,000 Maniacs who are getting played? Well, that's different because of this. I'm like, well, what about Tracy Chapman? Like, well, that's different. There was always like the exception, like why they didn't want to spend their resources supporting your record.
Right.
That's like, I mean, I never said like, fuck 10,000 Maniacs, but
No, but that's funny that they always had like a.
Yeah, there's always an exception.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was lucky because I just ended up in a music scene that was highly matriarchal. So we just
That's nice.
sort of set ourselves apart from that industry. But yeah, there's ways of dealing with it or turning your ire towards, the labels who are sort of setting those rules, or the radio stations or whomever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wonder if the opposite happened where, because you were, all throughout your career, really, in my estimation, like big. So I wonder if you were ever the example of like, well.
Yeah, well, she's different because of XYZ. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's just like a lack of vision to see how, listen, if you're a guy and you're not listening, you're a guy at a record label, you're in the marketing department and you don't listen to female artists, then you just are like, nobody listens to female artists.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're not the target audience. Maybe ask around. Anyway, that's why I started putting out my own records, because I never wanted to have those dumb conversations ever again.
Wait, which record was the beginning of you putting out your own records?
Bachelor number 2.
Wow. So for a while.
Yeah, so I had 3 records on. One was on Imago, and then 2 were on Geffen. Is that right? Oh, now I can't remember. I think I just had 2 records on. One on Geffen and one on Imago. Yeah, and then left.
And who distributes your physical media?
We got a distribution deal, and I had my own label, and now it's like a different situation, obviously, but we have a distributor.
Are you the only artist on that label?
Yeah. I wanted to sign other people. I mean, this was kind of late 90s, early 2000s. And I wanted to, because I felt like shared resources, like I have a distribution deal, which is really hard to get. We can, we have a publicist who can, and like people just didn't want to leave their labels. It was kind of like, well, I'm doing all right here. So yeah, it was hard to get people to jump ship. I guess nobody was as mad as me,
Yeah. Are there like people who like do all the like work part of it, like all the sort of for running your label? Like are you like completely?
Well, you hire it out, like, I mean, because things have changed so much, like I almost don't, I don't know, it almost doesn't, it's not even applicable.
Mm-hmm.
But, in the early days, like you hire like the independent radio promoter and and then he goes to radio stations. So like whatever's on the staff of a label, like it really isn't rocket science, at that point it was, you try to make a video, get it on MTV, go on tour, have a PR person to, get you on TV shows and do press and stuff. So it, like we did really well, just hiring those people out. Now I don't know what the kids do. I don't know.
But you have a booking agent for your live stuff.
Yeah.
Have you had to change the nature of your tours? Like, have you scaled back? Do you tour bus, van?
I tour
plane?
in a bus, and I don't tour a lot just because I can't really, like after about 3.5 weeks, it's just too, I just start to lose my shit.
Yeah.
It's just too unnatural to, I mean, it's not super comfortable either, because if you're in a bus, then, you have the day room that you share with like 8, 9, 10 other people, like waiting in line to take a shower.
Yeah, for people who don't know what a day room is, basically, if you're on a bus tour, the bus travels after the show during the night. You arrive in the next town, and you go to what's called a day room. If you have a lot of money, everyone gets their own day room.
Yeah.
So it's like you get to check in at 8 a.m., 7 a.m. But most artists, including myself, we share day rooms. So you have, 2 double beds where you nap often with someone else. Like, it's just all those things that you think you're going to, move past as you get older. Like, I don't just like have to share a bed or have any version of a slumber party anymore. It's like, I'll just wake up with one of my bandmates sleeping next to me who's gotten off the bus later than I did.
Yeah,
And then you're
yeah.
waiting for the shower, which is better than showering at the venue, because
I won't shower at the
Yeah.
venue. It's too gross.
which people
Yeah.
do. And if you
It's
can't
too
afford
gross.
day rooms, then that's definitely where you shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
It's
in a while,
very
there'll be a
glamorous.
venue that has like a nice shower,
Once in a while.
Yes.
like
I
a newer venue.
I've taken one venue shower.
Yeah.
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 Mostly I'm like, you know what? I'm probably okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm just,
It's the floor part.
we're just, yeah,
the floor
it's
part.
gross.
It's
Yeah,
the floor part.
It's gross.
I love touring so much, but I think that it's newer to me. Like you guys have both had it in your lives for so long.
Yeah.
And I never had that opportunity in the 90s because we were in a van. So for me now, it's very
Yeah.
glamorous. I'm like, whoa, rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's like a new thing to me.
It's novel,
But-
yeah.
But like finally,
Mhm.
Yeah.
um,
Finally, I get to sleep in a bunk with 9 other men.
Yes, you could
sleeping
hear
within
them.
feet of.
Yeah. And there's this awareness when you're not, I never get quality sleep. I am aware the whole night. There's just this little part of my brain that's still just like cognizant of, the bus, or like I'll just kind of tune back in. I'm like, oh, now we're going through the mountains,
Yeah.
or, you
Yeah, yeah.
sleep a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's deep.
You sleep in interrupted chunks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not good for you.
And depending on the bus, the bus we just had a weird top heavy feel. So it was very sway. Like it really swayed. Even if you were on the bottom bunk, like
Mhm.
why is it swaying so much? And so if there was any like backing up or curves or turns or like you just like,
oh, I don't like that.
yeah, you're like, how do I brace myself so I don't like get turned over?
How do people not fall out? Because it's just a curtain.
I don't know.
I actually don't know
I don't
either. I
understand
think
how-
people have. Also, sometimes newer couples will decide that they want to share a bunk, which to me is shocking.
No,
It's like,
that's impossible.
yeah, it's
Ew.
basically
a very bad
cot
idea.
size.
That's a terrible idea for everyone.
Yeah, it really is. We had one of our last bus drivers, who we had to let go based on this incident. So you're supposed to raise the bus. So when they park, they sort of lower the hydraulics lower for just whatever parking, and it's easier to get it on and off. But when you drive, you raise it again for that comfort. So he forgot to raise it, and
Oh.
so we were so close to the road, and I was catching air in my bunk, really like very
my
intensely.
God.
So we all woke up with like pretty severe like neck pain because it was just like floating. And anyway,
Did you like come
Crazy.
out and like talk to
We
the
were
driver? Like, what are you doing?
well, we were texting each other like, "What's going on?" Like we were like, "I guess it's just a really bumpy road." That's the thing. Like you just imbue these people with all this
Yeah,
power, and you
you
just
don't
assume
know.
like, well, they know what they're doing. He's a bus driver.
Yeah.
you know.
We
He
had
li-
a bus driver who was falling asleep.
Yeah.
And it was discovered because our drummer like got up in the middle of the night and like peeked in and he was like saw him like
Jesus.
I know. And then instead of like telling the tour manager, the drummer was like, well, I just need to stay up all night and talk to him and keep
No.
him awake. Like, so the drummer was like trying to play shows and he was exhausted. Anyway,
No.
it's fun to be on tour.
It's really fun, really relaxing. You live for the show. That's what I'll say. You live for the
Yeah.
show. And then I always wish I could teleport home after every show. But this stuff, it accumulates, right? Like it wears you
Yeah.
down. So yeah, that's why like
Yeah.
3 weeks to me is also about the maximum I can be on tour because by then I'm exhausted. Even the best sleep is still the worst sleep at
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
So
And it's hard to like manage your. I'm sorry, this is turned into tour talk, but I love hearing about it. I love hearing about other people's tours, the complaints, everything about it.
Yeah.
But
Same.
managing,
Same.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
I have a thread with a couple of different people
Yeah.
where I will take pictures of a bed backstage and just
Mhm.
send it to the thread.
Uh,
Like the steam cleaner that was like just left out in the middle of the floor of the dressing room, or like egregious dirt and smears, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
weird. This is a classic where there's like a coffee machine, but there's no coffee, or there's coffee, but there's no filters,
Mhm.
and there's definitely no cups. And if there'll be plates, but no forks, no spoons, no knife. Like it's that kind of thing. So there's a lot of
a toilet
Tour.
that's like the bathroom is right there, and then in order to get in the toilet, it's on like a
It's on
step.
a weird lift. What?
Yeah, it's like on a platform.
step up.
Yeah,
Why?
so you're like stepping up, kind of hovering, and then having to hold the door shut.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pride too in like really old theaters, and I'm so happy
Yeah.
they still exist. But
No upgrades.
Yeah, yeah. The
when
worst.
you're that's,
The worst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the pipes and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my friend Nina describing being on tour on a bus. What bothered her was hearing guys scratching their beards. She could hear them.
Oh,
in
that's like
another-
misophonia when you
Yeah.
can get really
Yeah.
annoyed by that.
'Cause
Well, it
you
must
weren't
be
really-
nice to have hearing. They can hear. Jesus Christ, I can't hear anything.
Have you ever talked to people in bands who are so successful that they're not even on buses anymore?
Yeah, flying to gigs.
Yeah, they're just like,
Yeah, I
oh
don't know.
yeah, that's the crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just-
I don't know.
yeah. I don't know if I would enjoy that anymore either.
Yeah, they
And
do
flying's kind of annoying.
that hub and spoke. Is that what it's called? Where you basically have a private plane.
Yeah.
If you're in the southeast, say that's where your tour is, your hub is Atlanta.
Oh my god.
You get on your private plane.
Okay, private plane. That's a whole
Right.
different thing.
Right.
Sure.
And then you fly to your
Yeah.
show in North Carolina. You play, and then you fly back. So your stuff is at a hotel for a week, and
Oh
you
my
just return
God.
after every show.
Man.
I have not done
Wow.
that, but
No.
that's a very different way of touring. Or yeah, flying from gig to gig. But flying commercial though, that can be stressful.
Yeah,
You know,
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's
a
like-
huge bummer.
That's
yeah.
I don't want to do
There's
that.
no good way.
Is there like
Yeah, just to be super, super rich.
Yeah.
Rich enough so that you really don't have to tour at all.
no.
No. Yeah, it's
That's
just
the
like a little
answer.
added little income.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I wonder what like the Las Vegas experience is.
like the Sphere.
Yeah, or the
like a
when you do
residency.
residency, like what?
But then you have to stay in one of those creepy hotels
Oh yeah.
where like the frosted windows because they won't let you look outside.
Right, that
Yeah.
it's like airless and yeah. I mean, I think people like it for the consistency. It's like, okay, we're gonna move the family
Yeah.
to Vegas for 3 months, and you know, it's less exhausting in one way. But I would find that insularity
Yuck.
like really disorienting after a while.
Yeah.
I would feel like
Just
a low
like-
grade nausea. I think.
Yeah. Same.
I also don't know how I'd feel like telling you guys about it with pride. Like I was in Vegas for like 3 months. That it would impress you. Nothing against people who make that decision,
Mhm.
but I don't have the same. It's not the same as saying like I was in London.
I would
or-
be impressed with Vegas for finally leveling up. That's how I
Oh,
would
that's
feel.
a nice way of putting it.
Oh.
Vegas is getting cool all of a sudden, I would think to myself.
Oh, I like
Perhaps
that.
I have judged Vegas unfairly.
I like that as a motto for Vegas. Vegas is getting cool.
Vegas is leveling up.
I know what you mean about like I would feel a little silly, even though it could happen. I think if we cut to us 10 years from now, this will be taking place in Vegas. This
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll all
make it
be there.
happen.
Let's make it happen.
Live in a huge venue. This,
Yeah.
these cameras and everything, tremendous arena.
Getting back to Portlandia, let's discuss. So Sarah McLachlan shows up at the end of this sketch, and I was curious, did you have a relationship or friendship with Sarah before that?
Yeah, I had met her when she did like she did sort of like a test case show because she was thinking about the Lilith Fair idea. So like there was a show that was in one of those outdoor venues they call sheds. And I think Patti Smith was on it, me, Paula Cole, Sarah, and somebody else who I can't remember. And so I'd met her doing that show, and and then she went on to do Lilith Fair, obviously. But yeah, I didn't have like a lot of interaction besides that.
And did you ever play Lilith Fair?
Way late.
Right.
To be honest, I was always a little bit like, it's kind of weird I wasn't asked to be a Lilith Fair
Right.
because I did play the first one, but
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what the criteria was. You know what? There's always an exception. Probably 10,000 Maniacs got to play.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was
There's always-
between
there's
you and
always a
Natalie
reason.
Merchant.
Yeah.
That was it.
I should make a Natalie Merchant pinata.
Oh yeah.
Should do it right now.
That's how we should have ended this episode. Yeah, we were pleasantly surprised. Like you and Fred knew each other, and I feel like we were like, I think Aimee will get it. But with Sarah, like I just was like, is she going to be able to, does she have a sense of humor about herself? And of course she does. But like at the time, her reputation was, just more earnest.
Very earnest.
And in a way I really respected. But, some people aren't up for kind of exposing to the audience that like, hey, I'm in on the joke.
Yeah.
And there were so many musicians that came on the show that we loved the fact that they did that. Because people who we admire, but that they could just separate that.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, we get it.
It's hard. I mean, I can do it like a tiny bit. And I really do think if it had been anybody but you guys, I would have been like, I'm going to be cleaning houses. You trying to make me look bad. Yeah.
It was nice. The ending was good that you were playing the song and everything. And did we have to get the rights to it or anything?
I'm sure we did.
I'm going to guess it wasn't that hard since I own the rights to it.
Thank you.
I feel like that's how the sketch ended. I was going, thank you.
Thank you. God, that was that long encore.
Yeah. I will say, like, the main thing one of the things I really took away from that experience was that it was so fucking hard. Like, you guys, it was a long day. It was a really long day. And I was like, how do they fucking do this day after day? I couldn't imagine. I was exhausted. I don't even know, like, why. It's not like the doing it. I don't know what it is. Like, is it the waiting around, or
the early morning?
You're like in a house and it's
help.
A little chilly. Like,
yeah.
What was it? Like, I went back to the hotel. I'm like, holy shit! I can't imagine doing this as like over and over as a job.
Yeah,
I was really impressed with you guys. Like, I did not get it.
I think it is more tiring. I was surprised that I found it more tiring than touring.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just think it's being on for so many hours. Like tour, there are so many built-in moments of just like decompression.
A lot of not on.
And boredom and that presents its own struggles. But like just being on and being around a lot of people is kind of exhausting.
And there must, like we were talking about before, like with this in the studio, be a kind of decision fatigue about, how should we play this? What should we do? What should we say? How should we block it out? That's got to be, I don't know. Do you find it tiring? Or do you sort of
all
through?
Things, it's having a microphone on. I don't know what it is, because, they pin it on you, you've got to pack. And all of a sudden you're sort of officially, you can't really relax physically. Yeah. You're just protecting the
Maybe
the
that's
cable.
the always on thing.
Yeah, like so you're sort of, and then for some reason the makeup too is a little bit like, more,
Now my face is frozen in its expression.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I get it.
You're sort of a commodity at that point as an actor. I mean, you're like, you're what you're wearing, what your makeup is, like where you physically are, like you're being tracked, and because you're responsible, you're part of a unit, and like so there never is that feeling of like I can just disappear right now.
Yeah,
which I feel like in other times in your life, in either of their jobs, you can just kind of like be off the clock. But I'm just like, I'm responsible for keeping this costume clean.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just like go on a walk and get a coffee. Like someone's going to be like, hey, can you change out of that? Or I need to change your mic battery. And I'm not even complaining. It's just that feeling of sort of like being part of this like organism that only functions if you are, sort of maintain a presence.
Yeah, I think it's like constant awareness, like your antenna always have to be up, and it's just exhausting to have your antenna up
for that long.
Yeah, in that kind of precise a way. Yeah. You can't just sit back and be like,
Yeah, and I think most people at all the, various jobs on set kind of feel like that. It just does have this like enervating effect, despite it also at moments being really fun and exciting. Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah.
And some people start earlier than we do.
Man,
but we're not complaining.
Yeah,
it's just a little.
No,
I'm just saying that's
I'm
what makes.
complaining on
that's
your
what makes
behalf.
me.
I like really couldn't believe that that you guys could do this more than one time.
Oh yeah.
It did kind of feel like a marathon, but also it was like the summer. I don't know if you had been to Portland much, but you were there on like a summer day. Like there was this thing about it that was just very special. Like it was like it only happened in the summer.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it
yeah.
was like going to summer camp, 8 years in a row.
Yeah.
At the same, and that just we couldn't replicate that anywhere else. So I think tried to not take it for granted.
The drives home after working were so pleasant. Just like down a little street, little trees
Sweet.
and everything.
It's such a great town.
Oh, it's great.
It's nice.
And it was just, you only filmed during the summer?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah. At the beginning, mostly because Fred was still on SNL. So we were limited by
Oh my God, that's right.
his schedule. But then that if we wanted to shoot so much like exterior, we were on location. We never built sets.
Yeah.
We never had a soundstage. We were kind of dependent on good weather, which is
Yeah.
only really guaranteed,
And then you
July to
got to go
September.
on tour in the winter.
Yeah, which is the best part.
It's
Yeah.
always good to reserve
Yeah.
the winter for touring.
Just like a Buffalo stop in January.
Yeah,
and
it really just makes it all that more
yeah.
fun.
No.
So we've got this bicycle set up. And what we do at the end of
I was so hating you already. I wanted to say like one little thing. This is the dumbest thing. So, like you guys obviously put me up in a hotel. And there was like this cute little gift bag that had like different things in it. One of the things it was like coffee from a, thing, coffee beans and like a little cup with like a cute little picture, like this. And I honestly like, I still have that cup, and every time I look at it, I'm like, "Oh, Portlandia."
Oh,
wow.
I really like just this dumb little cup, but I was like, it's my treasured memory.
Oh, that's so
That's
nice.
very sweet. Well, we are grateful that you did the show with us, and we're very grateful that you did this show with us.
I'm so grateful that you asked me to do the that Portlandia episode, and I can't tell you how many people. Way more people come up to me and say like, "Oh, I saw you on Portlandia," or like, "Are you want to come clean my house?" Which is very annoying. But so many more people than like, I know your music. Yeah, so it really like gave me a fun cachet, which
Wow.
I really appreciate.
I can honestly say it's many people's one of their favorite sketches. I think it's definitely
so
one that
sweet.
they, talk about to this day. And I feel like there's sort of 10 that kind of exist in that realm where it's just like I hear it over and over again. The Aimee Mann sketch. And that
I also, I love it personally because also our characters are like living together. You know what I mean? Like we don't know what the relationship is.
it's the first one of that. That's where we
Yeah.
start that
So, like,
kind of
what-
like nebulous,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
dynamic. And I think it was the first episode where we invited a musician who we
Oh, yeah.
admire to be on the show, which became, they set a precedent for that. And that became very normal. But it's like, those are some of my favorite episodes, just like marrying the worlds of music and comedy. Like, and we got to do that over and over again. And you were the first one.
there's nothing so satisfying as being comedy adjacent. I have to say,
I like being music adjacent.
you know what? Just cram it, meld it all together.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Aimee Mann.
Thank you guys so much.